Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the jargon and find the juicy bits in company filings. Today we're diving into News Corporation's latest report, and let's just say they're keeping a close eye on their stock buybacks. Almost like someone watching their favorite show and making sure it's still on. So what's this all about? Well, on August 22nd, 2025, News Corp filed a Form 8K. Think of this as a company's way of saying, hey, something important just happened and we need to tell everyone right away. This particular report is all about their stock repurchase programs. They're essentially buying back their own shares, which can be a sign that they believe their stock is undervalued or that they have excess cash they want to return to Schrograns. They're essentially buying back their own shares, which can be a sign that they believe their stock is undervalued or that they have excess cash they want to return to Vigario. Their stock is undervalued, or that they have excess cash they want to return to shareholders. Now, News Corp has these programs going on and they're allowed to buy back up to $1 billion worth of their stock. This includes both their Class A and Class B common stock. For those who aren't familiar, Class A and Class B shares usually differ in voting rights, but for the purpose of buybacks, the company treats them as assets they can reacquire. Here's where it gets a bit more interesting from a transparency standpoint. Because News Corp is listed on the Australian Securities Exchange, or ASX, they have to report any of these buyback transactions every single day. It's like a daily update on their stock market activities. This filing is essentially a collection of those updates showing what they did on certain days in August. The core of this report is really these attached exhibits, 99.1 and 99.2. These are the actual disclosures sent to the ASX, while the filing itself doesn't give us the nitty-gritty numbers for specific buybacks within this document. It confirms that these disclosures are being made. It's a look at how they're executing their buyback strategy and keeping the market informed. To give you a bit of background, News Corp stock is traded on the Nasdaq Global Select Market. You can find their Class A common stock under the ticker symbol NWSA, and their Class B common stock is traded as NWS. This filing is really about the company managing its capital and returning value to its shareholders through these buybacks, all while adhering to regulations in different markets. The report also includes a standard disclaimer about forward-looking statements. This is legalese for, we're telling you what we plan to do, but things could change. They mentioned that actual results might differ due to market prices, general economic conditions, and other risks. They aren't committing to constantly updating these forward-looking statements, which is pretty standard for these types of reports. And finally, the filing lists the exhibits again, including Exhibit 99.1 and 99.42 as the information provided to the ASX. There's also Exhibit 1.4, which is just the standard interactive data file for the report itself. Now let's talk strategy and what this means. When a company like News Corp, which operates across media and information services, engages in stock buybacks, it signals a few things. First, it suggests management is confident in the company's future cash flow. They believe they have enough money coming in to fund operations, invest in growth, and still buy back shares. Second, it can be a way to boost earnings per share, or EPS, because with fewer shares outstanding, the company's net income is divided by a smaller number, making each share appear more valuable. However, we don't see the actual dollar amounts of the buybacks in this particular 8K. This report is more about the process and compliance with disclosure rules, especially for the Australian market. To get the full picture of how much they're spending on buybacks and how it impacts their financials, we'd need to look at their quarterly or annual reports where those numbers are detailed. But this daily reporting requirement for the ASX does mean there's a fairly high level of transparency on their repurchase activities. Thinking about News Corp's business, they are in a dynamic media landscape. They own newspapers, digital media assets, book publishing, and more. Companies in this sector often face challenges with digital disruption and changing advertising models. So when they decide to buy back stock, it could be interpreted as a sign of stability in their core businesses, or perhaps an indication that they don't see immediate, large-scale acquisition opportunities that would require all their available cash. They might be choosing to return capital to shareholders because internal cash generation is strong, and they are perhaps facing fewer high-return investment opportunities. Compared to buying back stock, it could be interpreted as a sign of stability in their core businesses, or perhaps an indication that they don't see immediate large-scale acquisition opportunities that would require all their available cash. They might be choosing to return capital to shareholders because internal cash generation is strong and they are perhaps facing fewer high-return investment opportunities compared to buying back their own stock at what they perceive as an attractive price. One thing to consider is the overall economic climate. In August 2025, depending on what's happening globally and in the media industry, buying back stock can be a smart move if the market is volatile and stock prices are depressed. It's like catching a sale, but if the market is frothy, it might not be the most efficient use of capital. So what's my take? News Corp is demonstrating financial discipline and a commitment to shareholder value through these buybacks. The daily reporting to the ASX shows a proactive approach to regulatory compliance. While this filing doesn't give us the exact financial figures of the buybacks, it confirms the activities happening and being disclosed. The real story of their financial health and the impact of these buybacks will be found in their financial statements in later filings. A company repurchasing stock is often a good sign, but it's only one piece of a much larger puzzle. We need to look at their revenue growth, profitability, debt levels, and overall strategy to get a complete picture. What are your thoughts on News Corp's buyback strategy? Do you think it's a smart move for a media giant? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more dives into corporate finance. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.